using St. Patrick's Truffles. Now, I think this is the Oreos that's too big, I'm not sure. So you need 36 cookies, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So that's like 30 in this much. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in our bag. Now you can do this in a food processor if you want. And if you do it in a food processor, you may want to do half at a time. But I am making this a low cleanup recipe. I'll need a couple of bowls for my dipping, but the first part I'm just going to do in my bag is not working very well. Oops. Well, I guess that didn't work. Oh, I know why, because this is not the thicker freezer bag. Okay, so when you do this, get the thicker freezer bags. We are going to give you our Dining on a Dime cookbook ebook volume number 1 free at livingonadime.com. Click on our shop, click on our ebooks, click on Dining on a Dime volume 1, add it to your cart. When you go to checkout, use the coupon code DINING1 and you will get our ebook absolutely free with no obligation and no strings attached. Visit us at livingonadime.com. Nice crumbs there. Okay, so now we're going to take our cream cheese. You want this softened at room temperature. Mine it's cold still, so I hope that it's room temperature. Or I mean, I would have liked it to be room temperature, but got to get this video done, so we're just going to go with it being a little cold. Then smush the air out. Then we're going to smush, oops, I forgot my peppermint flavoring. Now you can get mint Oreos and you don't need the peppermint flavoring with the mint Oreos, but I had a hard time finding the mint Oreos at my store. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay. Now I'm doing a big candy making day today, so I'm reusing my mint patties parchment here. Reuse it so you don't waste money. And then I'm just gonna roll little balls and put them on my tray, and then I'm gonna let these set up in the freezer about 20-30 minutes, and then we're gonna dip them. This recipe is 3 ingredients for the base if you use mint Oreos, and 4 ingredients if you use regular Oreos and peppermint flavor. All right, I'm gonna throw these in the freezer and let them set up for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come and dip them. Okay, I've got my truffles that were sitting in the freezer. So now I'm gonna dip, and a couple got smushed on the top of the freezer, but I'm gonna do like half of them in chocolate and half of them in green. And going to just dip and shake it off. There we go. Yamaramo. I'll shake off. Now I have all of my dipping tools and my favorite microwave bowl in the description below. This recipe is also in the description below. My green, and I'm gonna get that melted in the microwave. Okay, here's my green. Okay, here's my green. Tiny bit of shortening in so that it will thin. And wait a minute, why am I doing that? I can just use a spoon. Right, tiny bit. There we go. Get it all thinned out. That doesn't work very good. Let's try this. Ooh, that looks good. Okay. So go ahead. Very nice. Then I'm going to add, I don't know, do I want a few green sprinkles? Nope, I don't like the green sprinkles on that one. Okay. Oh, those look really good. Okay, so now for this one, got my chocolate. And I think I'm not going to use sprinkles on these ones either. All right, yum. Okay. Oh, those look delicious. All right, we're gonna let these set up and then we will taste test. All right, here are mint chocolate truffles, chocolate mint truffles. How do we want to say this? Okay, just pick off all the little things.
I can go do a search online and find out which people search the most.
Yeah. So these are Oreo chocolate mint truffles.
Yum.
So this is a taste explosion. Okay, should I cut one open?
Sure. Wow, that's a pirate knife right there. It's a pirate's knife for you. Whoa, that looks really good. Oh, it looks cakey.
Taste test.
Gotta get the tradition in there. So, it's very tasty, but I like the fact that it's kind of a little bit cakey inside too. It's really delish. It's really great. Ooh, look at that.
For this snow-baked chocolate cake, you want 11 ounces by weight. I know that I had extra chocolate chips, so I weighed them. This was 8 ounces. Love these mini chocolate chips because they melt quicker, so let's go get these melted. All right, every 30 seconds or so, give it a stir to get the heat evenly distributed. All right, we are there. Now I can feel my measuring cup is warm, so I'm just gonna let the rest of the chocolate finish melting there. My cream cheese isn't quite soft enough, so I'm gonna throw this in the microwave for just a couple of seconds. Now you don't wanna melt it, but you do want it a little bit softened, so. Okay, now let's see, there. I think, well, man, center's still a little, let me just soften it just a titch more. There, is that better? Okay, that's much better. Now, normally I would just do it in my bowl, but this one doesn't fit in that microwave. Then our sugar. This recipe is in the description below. All right, and then our butter. Now guys, measurements are on the side of the butter here. A half a stick is a 1/4 cup. I'm just going to lop off 1/4 cup right there. All right, so I misread the recipe and I needed 1.5 cups of chocolate, and I put 11 ounces because I misread. It was 11 ounces of the cream cheese, but I'm just gonna go just a little shy on the chocolate. All right, then I'm just gonna save that chocolate for later. Okay, stir that. We need 2 cups of whipped topping. Oh, mine's still just slightly frozen. So there's 1. I don't know how many cups is a thing of whipped topping. 2, so it looks like maybe 3 cups is what it is. Okay, chocolate pie crust right there. If you want to make your own homemade using Oreos or Dining on a Dime cookbook, just follow the graham cracker pie crust in here and it's exactly the same. The recipe is also on our website, livingonadime.com. The link for the cookbook, 25% off, and the recipe is in the description below. All right, Mr. Chocolate Man, what do you think?
Looks delish.
If you have something like that, just mix it in right there. What's funny is everybody says they want to cook like Grandma. This is how Grandma cooked. As soon as sweetened condensed milk and Cool Whip came out, this is all Grandma used. They need to be saying, if they're talking about cooking from totally scratch, great-great-grandma now.
Yeah, the grandma they're talking about had to get the water out of a pump out in the yard.
Yes. All right, then we're gonna put this in the refrigerator for a couple of hours until it has set up. Ooh, maybe I should try this one next to make a Oreo pudding pie. Would that be delicious?
Yep.
Okay, now you don't have to get all fancy schmancy, but I got these piping bags here for $1 from a restaurant that was going out of business. So I'm gonna get all fancy schmancy. You can just dollop it on there if you want. Okay, believe me, dolloping just goes much quicker. Well, there, that just added decoration to the top.
That looks great.
All right, we are making 3-ingredient cream cheese peanut butter balls. Now to measure, not to marry, please don't marry your cream cheese. To measure your cream cheese, you can see the ounces here. It takes 6 ounces of cream cheese. And then we need 1 cup of peanut butter. Which would be a half a jar of peanut butter because this is 16 ounces. So, just so you know. All right, then we're gonna beat these two together. By the way, you want your cream cheese to be softened, so just set it on the counter about an hour before you go to use it. All right, now we're going to take 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. Now it says to sift your powdered sugar. Like, okay, if you say so. I never sift. So why am I sifting now? You guys like my great-grandma's sifter? I was going to use my great-grandma's sifter, but now, you know what? Forget it. I don't sift. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and we're just gonna start with 2 since it's not sifted and see if that's gonna be a good consistency. Okay, that is about the consistency that I want right there. So we're gonna let it set up in the refrigerator for about an hour to get firm, and then we're gonna roll it into balls. You don't have to put on gloves, but got my Christmas nails on. What do you guys think? Are they like it? Okay, here we go. All right, once we got it scooped out, then we go in and roll it into little balls. Now, these gloves do make this part of it actually a whole lot faster, I think, than your hands, because the gloves are such a smooth surface. Okay. Now we're gonna go put these in the freezer for about an hour, and then we're gonna dip them with chocolate. All right, I have my almond bark here, just the regular almond bark.
Look like donut holes.
They do, don't they? Okay, so I'm curious. I've never had cream cheese and peanut butter before, so I'm gonna give this one a try and let's see. Oh. Oh! Oh, that's delicious. Oh, that's delicious. Okay, you know what? You could just make a fudge out of this. This could just be a fudge. Oh my goodness, that is so good. Okay, now this was a half a package of almond bark. So 12 ounces of almond bark. As always, guys, the recipe is in the description below. People say, why don't you give measurements? So you can go to our website and get them correctly, if we remember to put the link in there. And if I don't, please nicely let me know that I forgot the link. No need to be getting all snippy because I forgot the link. Okay, now we're gonna let these get hardened, and then we're gonna taste test. Okay, they are done. I probably should have double dipped these. My aunt always did. She had perfect peanut butter balls, but guys, I'm just tired. So I just break off all. Now you can do this over a, you know, a cookie, what is it called? A cookie cooling rack. And just let the chocolate fall off, and then you won't have all these little pieces on there. Taste testing. Mike doesn't like peanut butter, so I will sacrifice. Okay, that is really good with cream cheese. I'm sorry, you can't go wrong with cream cheese and peanut butter. You can find the recipe in the description below. Cream cheese mints. Oh my goodness, these are so delicious. So how to measure cream cheese. This is an 8-ounce package. You can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just cut where you need, then just put this in a bag and save it in the refrigerator. Now here's a little tip. These fold top bags here, they're not the zippy tops. These are 1 cent. It's 1 cent each versus 2 cents for the zip tops. And this is what I put my leftovers in. Then I can just throw this away, and I don't feel guilty spending so much money on a regular zippy bag. I know it's dumb, but you know, when you're a tightwad, these things matter, okay? All right, so I got my cream cheese in here. Now I'm going to add my powdered sugar. Recipe is in the description below. If I forget, please nicely ask me. Sometimes I forget, I try not to, but we are doing a lot with trying to put out a new video every day for Christmas. All right, and then my peppermint flavoring. Now, one of these caps is 1 teaspoon, in case you guys need to know. And then food coloring, but what I'm gonna do is not color yet, and I'm gonna separate this. Then I'm going to color individually. I put on a glove. You do not have to put on a glove. I just find that it makes it easier to mix because cream cheese kind of falls off the vinyl on your glove. Just knead this together. You can use both hands if you want. Start getting it until it starts forming a dough. Just keep pulling the crumbles from the bottom up to the top and mixing them in. You can see how it's coming together. See how it's starting to come together? So just pull those crumbles in. And I think I looked on my phone and it was about 1.5 minutes is how long it took me to get all this together. See? Okay, let's have a moment with Tara, shall we? You guys, I get the stupidest questions. And I mean, really, it is just stupidity. And I understand that, you know, a lot of people didn't have their moms teach them how to cook like me. My mom wanted to, but I didn't want to learn. And so I get that there are people who are learning to cook, and I get that. But you know, there are some things we just need to use our brain. So the example is yesterday I got the comment, well, I only have a 10-ounce bag of chips and it uses a 12-ounce bag of chips. What do I do? Okay, you either take out a couple of tablespoons of your sweetened condensed milk to have less liquid, or you add about 1/5 of a package, give or take, a 1/4 to 1/5 of the package of another bag of chocolate chips. This is not rocket science, people. Cooking is not rocket science. And I get sometimes that you need someone to tell you because you have no idea. I get that. But you know, kind of think it through a little bit. Try to use your brain and figure it out. And yes, I'm being snippy, but come on, guys. Some of the questions I get are almost as bad as how do I boil water? And if you don't know how to turn on the stove to boil water, then Google, how do I turn on my stove? Some of the questions I'm asked, it's just amazing that people have been able to stay alive this long. Oh, okay, that's Tara's little rant. Okay, I took one of these fold top baggies and just set it over the top so I don't have to fight with the plastic wrap. I know, that's so lazy. And then I'm gonna let these get cool, and then we're gonna form our balls. You know, guys, do you ever have days as a mother where you see things in your refrigerator and you wonder, what exactly is the explanation for a spoon being in the fridge? And yes, you can see the hot cocoa mix got dumped everywhere. How to roll these. Now, I just did a small batch. You can double or triple, quadruple, whatever you want. Okay, so just roll these into little balls, set them on your sugar. Then I just roll them in sugar first, just so they don't stick. Now here's where the magic happens. You take a fork, just push down. It makes makes this nice little pattern. Actually, I forgot for this mint, it's not a crisscross, it's just a... I think it works better if you turn them over after you've dipped them in the sugar. There, then your fork doesn't stick as much. Oops. Yeah, it works better if you turn it over. There, that's the system you go. You roll, press, 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 roll, and press. There, finally got the system. All right, we're gonna let these sit for a half hour and let them dry, and then we will put them in a covered container. Go for it.
Oh, what is this?
Cream cheese mint.
Ooh.
Molded mints in our cookbooks. Volume 1, Dining on a Dime cookbook.
Mmm. Man, these are like those awesome wedding mints.
That's because you had them at your wedding.
They're super delicious. Oh, because my lovely bride made these 30 years ago?
Well,
My
her
lovely
family
bride's
did.
grandmother. Yum, these are super delicious.
Cream cheese fudge. Adding my white chocolate chips or almond bark or baking bars, whatever white chocolate you have or want. Easter bunnies, white chocolate Easter bunnies left over from Easter would also work. Okay. 32 ounces of chocolate, white chocolate, and 1 8-ounce brick of cream cheese, and we're gonna melt this. All right, while that is melting in the microwave, I've got some cherries here. Now you could use nuts, cherries, whatever you want, but I've got some cherries that are the maraschino cherries, and I'm drying those off so that they aren't so moist in my fudge. All right, I'm stirring my cream cheese and my chips every 30 seconds or so, 30, 45 seconds, so they don't burn. You just want it as dry as possible, otherwise your fudge can kind of get too moist and not stick together. You can also use candied cherries, walnuts, almonds, pecans, pistachios, whatever flavor you want. Oh, wow, that smells delicious. Now, you do not have to add this, but I like a cheesecakey flavor. So I'm gonna add just a tiny bit, about a half a teaspoon of lemon extract because I like a cheesecake. I like everything that tastes like cheesecake, and adding that little bit of lemon gives it that taste. All right, now I am going to dump about 3/4 of these cherries in there. Leave a few to decorate the top. Get this all mixed in. Ooh, that looks festive. This is an easy 3 or 4 ingredient fudge, just depending on what add-ins you do. Okay, now we're gonna let this set up, and then we're gonna come back and cut it. Cherry cream cheese fudge. Oh my, or cherry cheesecake fudge, I should say. Okay, this is a test recipe. So Mike is standing here getting ready to test it. He doesn't know it. But we shall see if it is living on a dime worthy. Or excuse me, super easy recipes worthy. Wrong channel.
Is it a super easy recipe?
Yes, it is. But I may have messed it up.
So it's not as easy as you thought.
No, and I just cut it all wrong too. Shoot. Did not mean to do that.
Well, if you cut it about each piece about in thirds, then it'd be a 100-calorie recipe.
There you go. Cherry cheesecake fudge.
Ooh, it looks like cheese.
Cherry cream cheese fudge. I don't know what to call this one.
Smells like cheesecake.
Does it? Does it taste like cheesecake?
Mmm.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't have my makeup on, so I'm just
I got a big bite of the cherry, which is why I was slightly delayed. Let me turn it so you can take it.
No, because I don't have my makeup on.
I don't have my makeup on either. I'm still on camera.
Thank you for not having your makeup on. I appreciate that. Okay.
Let me try a piece
Cherry?
that's not the cherry.
Cherry cheesecake fudge or cream cheese fudge? Cream cheese fudge. But it does have a cheesecakey flavor.
It does. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We'll call it cream cheese fudge, but it has a cheesecakey flavor. This no-bake cheesecake is so simple. All you do is add your lemon juice and your sugar. With your cream cheese in your bowl and mix it up. Then you're going to take 1 container of whipped topping. Cool Whip is one of the best inventions ever. And we're just going to stir it in. All right, then we're going to take our pie crust. Now, if you want to make a homemade graham cracker pie crust, Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1 has the recipe. You can also find it at livingonadime.com. The link will be in the description below. Then, just pour it into your pie crust. Then we're going to put this in the refrigerator and let it set up for several hours. And for those of you who don't know, I forgot to tell you this tip. The lid, just turn it upside down and it makes a nice little cover if you need it. So now we're going to refrigerate that. Okay, it's been firming in the fridge. And of course, what cheesecake is perfection without pie filling on top? Oh.
That looks amazing, dear.
Thank you. All right, the first thing you're going to do is take your peanut butter cups, which yes, my child did sneak some, and put them in the freezer for 30 minutes to get hard. All right, I took them out of the freezer and unwrapped them all, and now I'm cutting them into quarters. Okay, now normally I don't do recipes that have this much work, but I just had to try this recipe and see if it was worth my time. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, what a pain in the patootie. This is why I don't usually do recipes like this, guys, but it's Reese's. Come on. There's got to be something to it. Nope, I didn't do anything. Let's just be done with this. There, that's better.
It's going on super easy recipe.
It's Reese's. It's Reese's. So I got my cream cheese mostly softened. Wow, that could have taken out my toe. That is why I wear my shoes in the house. All right, I got my cream cheese, my vanilla, powdered sugar. Oops, well, my goodness. Oh, Tara, we'll just add a little extra. Okay, because that's how Tara cooks. All right, and then 1.5 cups of peanut butter. We have tons of peanut butter from our peanut butter test. Well, how much is this? 16 ounces. So that's 3/4 of this. So I'm just going to put in 3/4 of this. It is 1.5 cups of peanut butter. Now they have Reese's peanut butter. I should have tried the Reese's peanut butter to see if it's anything particularly whippy. I don't know. Okay. There's about 3/4. Okay, so now I'm going to whip these up together. Do you know why I'm going so slowly?
Why?
I'm going so slowly so I don't poof powdered sugar all over.
I thought you were just trying to learn patience.
I learned that being married to you. Aw, you could say the same thing too, huh?
I was trying to think of an answer that would.
Let's make sure I get everything from the bottom up because it's kind of staying on the bottom. Now I gotta fold in the whipped topping. And you can't go wrong with that. Whipped cream, Reese's, peanut butter. Oh my. Okay, you're supposed to fold gently, but I'm getting tired of this, so I'm just gonna get this stuff in here. All right. Now we take half the Reese's, fold that in. This is a diabetic coma waiting to happen. Okay. Now I happened to find this nut pie crust, which was different. Hadn't seen that before. And we're going to put this in there. Holy macaroni, this makes a lot.
It's going to be a very tall cheesecake.
How big of a pan did she use? Oops. I used the wrong pan. It was supposed to be a springform pan. Okay. I used the wrong pan. So it should have been a springform pan.
You want to build a snowman?
Well,
It looks like a...
actually, it's not too bad.
You can keep it all in there?
I think so. Why not?
Looks like a coconut cream pie.
Sure, why not? Then we'll just leave this extra here for Jack. Okay, this I should have made this in a springform pan. There you go. See, too many words. I don't read recipes. I look at pictures of recipes. Okay, now we're gonna put this in the refrigerator and let it set for a few hours, couple of hours, and then we are going to, I mean, it says refrigerate 4 hours, so we'll probably do it overnight and just come back tomorrow. Wonder what it tastes like. Okay, let's just see. Oh, okay. That's really good. Okay, now I wish I ate dairy because that's like really good. Wow, that's good. All right, here is our Reese's cheesecake. Now I have some melted hot fudge that I'm going to drizzle over the top. Oh, ho, ho. Doesn't that look yummy? Not to Mike, because he hates peanut butter.
Chocolate looks yummy.
Okay. Then we have our chopped up Reese's. I'm gonna pile a few in the center, and then we're gonna put a few all around. Oops, my pile kind of fell. That's okay. All right, here we go to cut it. Oh, that looks delicious.